This is the power of lowering your gaze. There's a receptionist and she goes obviously and does her job, but she's a receptionist at a gym, and she's at that gym and obviously loads of guys, they like her, innit? And they walk by and they see her and they're like trying to chat to her, they stare at her, they just try to flirt with her a bit. But there's this one guy, no matter what, he won't look at her in the eye. And he won't look at her in the face, not like too long, like it doesn't look like, I find her like attractive type of gaze, It's just like, like type thing. Or most of the time he just walks by. And the woman, she noticed this, right? She noticed this, that this one guy, he won't look at me for too long. He won't even look at me, he won't admire me. And every other guy would be looking at me and trying to flirt with me, give you that, like that stare, or maybe even try to ask for my number and stuff like that. But this one guy, he won't. He just won't. This guy was a Muslim, and he was a religious brother, and he was also single. So one day, after like 2-3 months at the gym, she stopped him. She stopped him like going into the gym, and she spoke to him. She asked one thing. She said, "Why don't you ever talk to me? Why don't you ever look at me just like the other guys? Why don't you, why do you just lower your head and walk into the gym and do your thing? Every other guy looks at me." To cut a long story short, he said, "Because I'm a Muslim and I try to abide by the rules of my religion. And my religion says to not look at women, to lower my gaze. And if I find them beautiful, to even more lower my gaze." This woman asked if he was single, and he said, "Obviously I am." And this woman, she said, "Can I have your number?" And obviously he does like her, but he just didn't look at her because of Islam, because he tried to abide by the rules of Allah, because he wanted to be an obedient servant of Allah, because he respected women, because he knew respect will get the pure woman that he wants. And that was a really pure, genuine woman. But she didn't want all this like stares and stuff. But this guy gave her what she wanted, which was to be modest, to have this, respect for the women, not to like look at them, not to be like a flirty kind of guy. So yeah, long story short, they spoke, and because he's a good Muslim, it was only a really small talking stage, and they got married. So the moral of the story here is to lower your gaze. To all my brothers out there, lower your gaze. Do not be in this mindset that you need to chat to bare women, that you need to go on Snapchat, you need to go on Insta, you need to chirp girls, you know what I'm saying? You need to ask for this girl's number, that girl's number, you need to have this riz and this and that. No, abide by Allah. Please Allah, please Allah, please Allah, and Allah will please you. Remember that line. Please Allah and Allah will please you. Those girls that you get by chirping them, rizzing them up, chatting them to them on Insta, TikTok, all this stuff, those are the girls are not going to be wifey, right? The ones that you lower your gaze to, the ones that you're modest around, and they still find that attractive, trust me, that is the wife that you're looking for. That is the girl that you want to be by your side. I honestly hope this video, it reaches those guys that think they need to have game and need to rizz up girls and they need to do this and that, I really do. And I hope people understand the power of lowering your gaze, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will please you because you're pleasing Him. There is a wisdom behind lowering your gaze. There is a wisdom. Remember that. Anyways guys, peace. Like, share this, and get this to those who you think need it.